Hello and welcome back to the Sovren FX YouTube channel. So as usual, we're going to go over GJ and gold analysis before we can look to take our entries. So on the economic calendar today, we are going to have the US GDP and the unemployment claims. So it's going to be quite an eventful day for gold, because it's traded against the world reserve currency, which is the US dollar. Give me a minute to sort this out. Okay, for yen, the Japanese yen against, the British pound against the Japanese yen. So as long as the Bank of Japan keeps ultra loose monetary policy and the Japan government doesn't perform a currency intervention, then the Japanese yen will remain bearish, as investors are going to ride the wave of the market maker, which are the central banks. Okay, take your time, let that sink in. So the rate difference is too large from Feds keeping the rates up higher, the macro bullish for the US dollar for longer, and Japan doing the opposite with the ultra loose monetary policy. So we can check the Japanese yen index, and that's how we are going to use it for confluence. Okay, candle charts don't work well with indexes, so we are going to use the lines. So as you can see, the Japanese yen index is in a bearish downtrend because of the ultra loose monetary policy. So the Japanese yen is macro bearish, and as it can be seen in the charts. So unless you get new fear, uncertainty and demand, or an intervention by the Japanese government, we're going to stay bearish for the Japanese yen and bullish for the British pound, because Bank of England and ECB, they need to keep rates up higher for longer to combat and regulate inflation and hold it back down to 2%. Okay. And that's why we're going to have buys only on GJ. We've been milking the buys out of GJ since Monday. So today I came in a little bit late, but this would have been perfect entries. The bounce of 182,500 PPL, price psychological level. As you can see, price has been in this tight range. So if you want to take your buys, you want to make sure price doesn't break below here, because that means GJ is going to do a deeper pullback. And if you are in buys from 182,500 using the concepts I teach, you should monitor price at the 182,630 level to ensure price breaks above it, to allow it to drive up to 182 and break the previous highs. Okay, and the volume that comes in during New York, it's bound to happen, so just sit tight and wait for the trade to come to you. So me personally, I got in on a trade with the members of the private chat from 182 for 40. We are currently up 20 pips, but I won't place the trade here since we didn't check it together during the stream. But for more entries, if price comes back down and fails to break 182,500, bounces, you could get your scalps here, then have your stops just below the previous lows for 10 pips, targeting the highs for around 50 pips. So price is most likely going to drive all the way to 183,500 for 100 pips, because if you see the market do something like this is just order flow being generated as the sellers and buyers are exchanging positions. So the sellers are liquidating their positions and buyers are providing liquidity. Always look at price action in terms of order flow from investors, not simply just candles and price patterns. In fact, price patterns are the last things you want to care about. Just look at the candles and decipher what it's telling you in terms of order flow. So that is the trade for today. You can just wait for price to come to 182,500, and if it holds 182,500 and fails to break below, you can take your buys. Don't just take buys blindly simply because price drove all the way to 182,500. You need to stay patient, and you have to be the second in the market. You let the market do what it wants to do, then you come in second and get a piece of the trade and get out. Okay, so the US GDP will be out in the next 25 minutes. If you have any trades, I'd recommend you place them at break even. And for gold, this is my personal expectations for GDP. So if GDP increases, of course it will, because this is the US we are talking about, price is most likely going to do so. Let us look at it from a higher time frame perspective. Let us jump into the 1 hour. Also, if you realize price has been driving up, and I think this is the case for buy the rumors and sell the news. So price is most likely going to do a liquidity grab. So let me carve out the path for you. Price is going to do a deep pullback, then come all the way down to 902. If the GDP of US grows, because that's good for the currency, and since gold is a safe haven, it's going to lose strength as investors are going to move their money from the safe haven towards the risky assets, because the US has shown that the economy is resilient. Okay, and since the Federal Reserve is also monitoring the GDP and the labor market to get their decisions on whether to increase the rates, this is an important report we are waiting for. Also, the unemployment claims. So the forecast is that it's going to stay the same, but if we get most likely they're going to revise the previous report, but if we get an actual which is greater than forecast, that means that the labor market is tight and it can continue taking in more rate hikes. Therefore, the same scenario is going to happen. We're expecting a deeper pullback, a spike up, then a spike down. So for entries, I'd simply just be patient. I wouldn't enter during the noise. Just let price do what it does and close below. Okay, so what I'm looking to execute on, if I'd be looking at the 1 minute for me to execute the sales, I'd want a pullback. Give it time. So the 3 ways you can enter during the news. You can enter during the impulsive moves, which is after the shot up, we have the shoot down, which can execute. on, or you can wait for the new 4-hour candle, because it is most likely going to drop down, then pull back to grab more liquidity, then drop. And the third, and which requires most patience and which is more rewarding, is just wait for the new daily candle. You can watch price, and if you see that the daily candle closes below 1902, you can expect the new daily candle to pull back. Then you can execute sales and hold it for intraday trades. So that is for intraday traders. For scalpers, you can just follow me and do exactly what I do when the news comes out. Also, you have to realize that US GDP is used as a benchmark for a lot of economies. Therefore, the release is going to affect the British pound and Japanese yen. So if the markets are good for US, you're expecting the Bank of England to follow suit. Therefore, you're going to see Japanese yen shoot up. But before it shoots up, it's going to grab liquidity, then shoot up. And that's why I'm going to have my trades at break even, then wait for the news to get released. So we are 17 minutes away. Hold your horses, don't be greedy, because if you enter a trade right now, you're most likely going to lose it as price shoots up and down and the brokers don't have enough liquidity. Your spreads are going to widen to 60 pips. I mean, it's just messy price action. Just give it time to set up, then you're going to execute. Other than that, if you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat. I'll be more than delighted to give you an answer. As we are politely waiting for price to set up, you can go over any questions you might have. So what you're seeing here is the concept of pricing in due to the greed of investors. Also, you have to realize investors have human emotions, and therefore greed takes a part. Also, even if they use the algorithms are designed by humans who are still greedy. Everyone wants a piece of the move. But right now, what price action is telling me is that liquidity to drop even lower towards the 1800s is getting generated 15 minutes before the news. So you're most likely going to see sporadic moves, and I think we've started the journey. It was just a pip shy from tapping 1912. So if you're feeling a little bit riskier today, you can take sales at 1912. But I personally like to wait till the reports are out, then I can get more information on how I'm going to plan out my positions. So we are almost getting the drop. The riskier traders would have entered here for 100 pips. If I were in this trade, I'd quickly place my positions at break even. If I get stopped out, well and good, but I'm not willing to risk any amount of money on such a precarious trade. As you can see, there was no need to jump the gun and enter any trades, and that's why I told you this was a risky entry. So the moves are starting to occur. Just sit tight and watch what price wants to do. As you've seen, price is setting itself up to drop, but I'm not in that trade.
I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a fucking jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, get too strong when I battle with the beast.
So as you can see how strong the key levels are. Price really just came and tapped it right on the pip to the micro pip, then starts dropping. But I'll still insist this is a risky trade and I'm not taking part in it. I'm just waiting for the reports, then I can execute.
impact. Yeah, break it open, leaving nothing fucking intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. It's safe hiding, but I found it, homie, been cracked. Hey yo, we been back. You been stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill 'em all, feel a motherfucking impact.
You can see also GJ, the movie is here with us. So for those who hadn't gotten any trades, it's going to be quite difficult because personally I got in at 450. Then now I'm just riding with the trend. I'm simply going to actively manage my trade because in the next 7 minutes I'm most likely going to get stopped out. So I'd move my stop loss to 182,622. So right now you're not actually concentrating on GJ because there aren't any trades we've taken on stream. You want to look at gold and how it's going to react to the GDP. This is a 100 pip trade with a 10 pip stop loss. It would have been perfect if we didn't have news, but that is that. Just have to stay patient. So in the next 5 minutes, we're going to have the report released. In the next 4 minutes. So as a rule of thumb, just close out all the trades that you have taken today. Even though your analysis is correct and price will move towards your direction, you're most likely gonna get stopped out with spreads and with the pullbacks, the liquidity grabs, the spikes up and down. So just be cautious is all I'ma say. You can see how quiet price is, no movements up or down. It's just calm before a storm. I'm also almost getting stopped out of my GJ trade. I have my stop losses at 182,600. Almost a minute. So if you look at your spreads, they're most likely spiking up and down. So you can watch the drop on gold together. Not sure if there are any risky traders who took it. So the GDP grew, so let us wait for close below 1902 to execute the sales. Right now it's a matter of just being patient. If price closes below 1902, I'm looking to execute my sales. If not, we can wait for price to form a little bit of market structure, then we can drop further. As you can see also for GJ, price is coming right where we wanted it to come. You can execute your buys at 182,500 as long as price comes back above. Right now I need my eyes glued onto the charts because look at GJ. So GJ bounced exactly where you wanted it to bounce from. It's so hard to multitask right now, but bear with me. So you could have gotten entries here for 30 pip targets. And as for gold, you could have gotten your entries here. Have a very conservative stop loss there. Then I'd have my take profit at 1897.
Unknown brain, Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about it.
We get stopped out well and good, but personally I haven't gotten stopped out. So we are up 15 pips. So if you're a scalper, you could close your trade right now. Have a stop loss at break even. So price is having a hard time breaking the 1900 levels, but it has broken. So if you get enough impulsive motion to break below 1900, it's going to validate more sells. You can also look at GJ. So GJ is still playing around this area. If it pulls back down to 182,500, you can get more buys. Gold is dropping beautifully. We are up around 25-30 pips. So we are now having pullbacks. It's not out of the ordinary to see gold do deeper pullbacks before driving down. But if you secured some positions at 30 pips, you should have no worries. I always say secure a portion of your trades. And leave the rest to break even. As for GJ, price still didn't come to give you more entries, but for those who took it at 182,500, you should be up at 15 pips already. So today we have taken 2 trades. So I don't know how many of you attempted these sells for 100 pips, but they were beautiful sells, but risky but beautiful. So gold right now is struggling to break the 1900 levels, and it might break in the next 4-hour candle. The next 4-hour candle will be here in 20 minutes, so just be patient.
Look at people and I wonder all day, who are you and you are not the one in your way. And then I think about myself and I state, I'm a pretty boss, look on my shit bright waist. I'm a freak in the sheets.
So if price closes below 1897, you can compound your trade by adding more positions. For GJ, we still have no entries, so we could maybe wait for a break above 182,800 for more entries.
Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single need. If you got what I need, then oh, I'll take you on like a big deal. Eggs you can unseal, key in ignition. Just keep me.
So price is dropping beautifully.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. I miss you.
We're going to have the new 4-hour candle open in the next in the next 15 minutes.
That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
So if we haven't broken 1897 by then, I'd suggest we close our positions.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. The girls impolite in the club every night.
Also, if you didn't get any trades, no need to worry. These are monthly reports and they're bound to be back, so don't lose your trade trying to catch a trade that's already moved. The market will always be there, but your account might not. So absolutely no reason for you to get into a trade that you hadn't planned for.
That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
Darling, I've been tempted by the darkness, telling me that I should throw it all away. Fight so hard, my heart is hardly helpless. Find myself so desperate on my knees to break. And I hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay it down. And I feel the spirit guiding, telling me not to give up to every promise.
So if you rewind the stream, you'll realize I mapped out everything for you exactly right on the dot on how price is going to move. So that comes with experience and looking at economic data reports time and time again.
The shadow rises and I walk through the valley, but I won't let nothing take my heart away. I recognize the powers as they rally, call the names, I break them one by one and face to face.
So right now we want a break below 1897 to validate more sells. Otherwise, if we get stopped out at break even, I have already secured 75% of my position. I'm just waiting for the new 4-hour candle to get more entries. Let's go back to GJ. GJ is still ranging. I'd like a retest of 182,500 to get better entries for those who missed. But the trade I'm in on GJ, I haven't closed anything, but my stop loss is at break even, just below break even at 3 pips, because in the event price comes to tap it, then shoots back up, I won't be stopped out. Okay. So right now just let gold cook. So there's the push, there's the push. You want it to close below 1897 to validate more sells. If you caught any of these moves, just close out your positions and call it a day. Don't be greedy. So a tap of this line will validate more buys. So if it taps our TP, that's 50 pips. Beautiful, beautiful. Our TP just got tapped for 50 pips. So to validate more sales, you want to see price hold below 1897. So right now, I'm waiting for the 4-hour candle, the new 4-hour candle to open. in 5 minutes. So let's be patient. We might get more entries. As for GJ, GJ just came to our entry area. So what are we going to do here? So you just need price to close above to validate more buys. My first position got stopped out at break even. So this was at break even, minus 3 pips trade for me personally. So we can just have this here and watch price and see where we can execute for more buys. As for gold, we're going to have we're having the 4-hour candle opening in 4 minutes. 4 minutes isn't a lot of time to wait for a trade to set up. So that's why I told you yesterday we're going to have to wait for volume times. Let's monitor price closely. Price is still dropping on gold, but I'm not taking entries till the new 4-hour candle open.
I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle. I've been drowning, I've been floating away. Every other dollar that I got, and then I probably went and said away. I ain't f***ing okay. I ain't liking it, babe. I don't even wanna talk. I'm just smoking my haze. I've been stuck in my ways. I've been stuck here for days. I've been staring at the clock as the radio plays. I'm enslaved. Yeah. Rolling another, I'm stuck in my seat for the whole control of my speech. Yeah, I've been trying to get off this couch for a minute and a whole week. No kidding, I'm skinny, I cannot eat. Got a million things that depend on me. Yeah, every friend in
2
my
minutes.
family, from a girl, every fan I meet myself. I'm too on till I'm too off. Come down to make new thoughts, like jumping off of that rooftop. Hold my camera when I do not to make moves based on my mood drops. Like who's lost? Like who's lost? It's yo, stop. Steadily killing me, running my brain full of shame. I don't wanna lose it. Full of stage, trying to find my pain. See the sun coming out of that rain. Mind say really not tame. I'ma never slow down. I'ma never behave. Stuck inside this prison, inside this cage. It's taking over. Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
A minute. A minute for more entries.
Yeah, I'm a slave for you.
So you can risk 10 pips from the 50 pips we got earlier for more gold sales. Also on GJ, I got in on another trade at 182,408. So I'm in another GJ buy here. The first one got stopped out at break even. So we're getting setups for gold. Let's see what this 4 wants to do. So if you missed this tap in the new 4 hourly, just wait for another tap. Don't be in a rush. If you enter right now, you'll be 17 pips too late. If you miss the gold entries, it's better to re-enter any more trades you might want using GJ, because GJ is known to move a little bit more slower than gold. So for those who got the sniper entries exactly at 1897 and the 4 hourly open, you should be up 20 pips. So this is the trade that you might want to just place at break even and call it a day and see where price wants to go. If it gives you extra pips, well and good. If it doesn't, well and good. You already have 50 pips in your pocket. Don't fall for gold traps. If you see a minute candle pulling up and pulling down, don't enter a trade. Just wait for it to come all the way to 1897 for you to even think about getting any more entries. But I think this has been our best week. So here comes more entries. I might get stopped out at break even and wait for price to give me better setups to execute on. Also on GJ, you're getting an opportunity to re-enter. This is your opportunity to re-enter. Just make sure this candle doesn't break below 182,400, so it just broke below. I'm looking to manage my trades.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, ooh.
So this is a -5 pip trade. You can always wait for another entry. So gold is right where we want it. At 1897. So got stopped out at break even for that trade. Just wait for a close below, because the 4-hour candle is making a top wick. Don't just aimlessly sell. As you can see, we had absolutely no need to jump into entries early. Just wait for price to close below 1897 to get validation for more sales. So our stops will be around 8 pips. So you still have more entries on gold. If this 1 minute closes below, you have more reasons to enter sales. Have your stop loss just above this wick for it to drive down. So be patient. You need to exert a little bit more patience. So if price starts breaking above here, I think I'll call it a day and we can meet tomorrow. So just move your stop loss to 9 pips, because if this 1 minute flips, I don't see any reason to hold the trade. So your stops haven't been hit. So I think the 4 hour has just made its top wick and will most likely make its way down to 1895s. So if this trade doesn't work out, don't force it. That will be over trading. Call it a day. And on GJ, for those who attempted mobiles as it broke, make sure it doesn't close below 182,500. Okay, I think that's basically it. For gold, I see we are deep in profit by around 10 pips. So I'd say you move your stop loss to break even and close your charts. This is just the extra pips that the market want to give you.
You're nothing more than dust. Search, but you stay lost.
Also, you want price to impulsively break this area to validate holding your cells.
Reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you. That's the part you
So it closed, you can hold your trades.
curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious. That's the part you always show. You're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
This is almost 20 pips. So 50 plus this 20 plus the, I think we lost a trade around here. So, no, we did we use a trade? Not sure if it. I'll rewind the stream and see, because I want to make a spreadsheet of the trades that we've taken and the trades that we're going to take in the future, and it can be a testament to the profitability of price action and fundamentals being in line with each other. So GJ is now doing the push. We had a break even on GJ and I lost 3 pips, I think, on GJ. So provided the trades that we've taken today should be profitable and content, and call it a day. So I'll see you all tomorrow, same place, same time. Close the trade at 20 pips, bro. Don't be greedy.